Thank you for joining us today, and thank you to Sharon Sinkler for providing interpretation services for this virtual press conference. We're here today to announce some good news. But first I want to acknowledge that the economic impact of the novel coronavirus is already being keenly felt by the people of Lincoln. From service workers living paycheck to paycheck, whose hours are now being cut, to small business owners who are struggling to balance the recommended social distancing guidelines while meeting their bottom line, to parents who are trying to find ways to take care of children who are home from school as schools and daycares close. Our people are suffering in ways that go beyond the looming threat to our public health. This is a crucible moment. In the midst of this pandemic, our community is coming together to create something new and urgently needed. Today, I am grateful to be able to announce the establishment of the Lincoln COVID-19 Response Fund, led by a coalition that includes the City of Lincoln, philanthropic organizations, and business partners, and is hosted by the Lincoln Community Foundation. The purpose of the Lincoln COVID-19 Response Fund is to rapidly deploy resources to nonprofit organizations in Lincoln that work with residents disproportionately affected by the coronavirus pandemic, such as those without health insurance or access to paid sick leave, hourly workers, healthcare workers, and other vulnerable populations. The first phase of grants will aim to address the economic impact of reduced and lost work, the increased demand for medical information and support, and of course immediate basic needs, such as access to food, emergency housing, and emergency financial assistance. The process for applying for grants and the process criteria and the decisions for awarding grants will be determined by the Lincoln COVID-19 Response Fund Committee. This committee, which will meet virtually, is comprised of individuals representing a broad cross-section of our community. And it includes Brian Seck, the Director of Workforce Development for the Lincoln Partnership for Economic Development. He will serve as chair of the committee. Megan Liesfeld, the Executive Director of the United Way, who will serve as the vice chair of the committee. Pete Ferguson, who is the Youth Development Team Coordinator for Lincoln Public Schools. Martha Ellen Florence, the former Director of Community Engagement for NET TV. Romeo Guerra, Executive Director of El Centro de las Americas. Sarah Hoyle, Director of Lancaster County Human Services. Alyssa Martin, a policy aide in my office. Joanne Martin, the former CEO of Emeritus. Michelle Polk, the Vice President of Community Engagement for the Lincoln Community Foundation. Lori Seibel, President and CEO of the Community Health Endowment. Mark Scherzinski, Executive Director of Gateway Vista Senior Living. Jason Varga, Executive Director of Cause Collective, and one person who we're working to confirm, and we'll have that name shortly. Lincoln is fortunate to have these dedicated leaders who, in the midst of these uncertain times, answered this call to service without hesitation. On behalf of a grateful city, I thank them. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Barbara Bartle. She is president of the Lincoln Community Foundation. She's going to share a few more words about this fund. It is so important for the community to have this platform, and I want to thank Barbara for hosting the fund and being a key leader in this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The Lincoln Community Foundation is proud to be a partner with the mayor and the city as we establish this fund for our community. Since 1955, the Lincoln Community Foundation has fostered the community collaboration to address challenges and opportunities, supported nonprofit organizations that improve our city's quality of life, and work with donors to achieve philanthropic goals. We are now facing an unprecedented challenge. In these uncertain times, the Foundation has been called to live our mission and band together with our partners in support of this great community. The Lincoln COVID-19 Response Fund will provide an opportunity for our community to support our most vulnerable and newly vulnerable neighbors. Individuals, businesses, institutions, and other funders are encouraged to donate to the fund. We know our nonprofits are on the front lines of this pandemic. Grants from this new fund are designed to rapidly deploy flexible resources to nonprofit organizations in Lincoln that are working with communities that are disproportionately affected by the pandemic. As you heard from the mayor, a committee has been established to grant the funds. A process will be in place very soon to inform our nonprofits on how to apply. We are very fortunate that a group of strategic partners have come together this week to donate $500,000 in matching funds. Every donation will receive a proportional share of the match. I would like to recognize these generous leaders: Able Foundation, Ackley Charitable Foundation, Allo, Emeritus, Community Health Endowment of Lincoln, Greater Lincoln Chamber Foundation, Harbor of Dreams, Lincoln Community Foundation, Nelnet, Rhonda Seacrest, Susan Sainert Stewart, the Sherwood Foundation, and J.A. Woolham Foundation. The pandemic is mighty, but our task is simple. Number 1, go to lcf.org. Number 2, donate to the Lincoln COVID-19 Response Fund. Number 3, share this information with all of your networks. And number 4, love one another. Our heart goes out to everyone impacted by this crisis. We hope this fund serves as a platform for a community helping hand. We are all in this together. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor.
As Barbara mentioned, the Lincoln COVID-19 Response Fund will provide resources to some of our most impacted residents, including residents who've become newly vulnerable as a result of this public health emergency. I want to thank all of those involved in the creation of this fund, our philanthropic and business partners that Barbara mentioned, as well as the grassroots donors, all of whom their generosity of spirit during this challenging time is just a testament to the power of community. We encourage any of you who are in the position to join this effort and make a donation, however large or small, to do so by going to lcf.org. Give whatever you can. It really can make a difference right now. In the coming days, we will provide more information on how residents can connect with each other and contribute not only their dollars, but also their time, love, and energy to support those in our community who are struggling. We've already heard some creative ideas of how people are trying to build virtual bridges with one another, such as through virtual book clubs and playdates. And we believe these bridges are more important now than ever. Again, we must not let social distancing lead to emotional distancing. Small acts of loving kindness, whether they be in person or virtual, mean so much right now. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge that both the chair and vice chair of the committee, Brian Seck and Megan Liesfeld, are here with us if they'd like to come and stand an appropriate 6 feet distance away. And so we can just acknowledge them on camera that they are a part of this important effort. We're so grateful to the United Way and to our business community leaders. And they're able to answer questions as well if you have any. And if you'd like to say anything, you're more than welcome to. No? All right, then I'd love to open it up for questions. I know the media is here virtually. I can't see you, but I'd be happy to talk with you.
Do we have any questions? I see the Journal Star just went off mute.
Hey, Mayor, this is Chris Dunker from the Journal Star. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. How soon can these funds start getting to, some of these people that have already been impacted, whether it's this week or even last week as the social distancing guidelines kind of went into place?
We know needs are urgent and immediate, and we've put this fund together as a joint effort among so many concerned members of our community, and we're so grateful that people have answered the call for help. And I think the fund committee will be meeting as quickly as it can through virtual means, and I know that the goal is to deploy resources as quickly as possible. If if Barb has anything else to add? That's right. Okay, so that, we're going to make this happen as quickly as possible. We know the need is urgent and immediate. Other questions?
Other questions?
I guess I'll ask another
Oh,
question.
sure.
So there was 500,000 in the fund from the partners, kind of that initial match. How much is totally in this account right now, ready to go out in grants?
Well, what we have committed is the $500,000. So that's what's in there right now, and it'll serve as a proportional, but it's available to go out as well, too. So the line,
Is available right now, like if a nonprofit submitted a grant application, they could potentially get some money from the fund immediately?
Yes.
right, the committee will have to meet, and as soon as the process is in place, which should be soon, the funds will be going out. So urgency is number one. The website's available right now, Chris, too. It's open.
Any other
Questions from the media?
All right. Megan Leesfeld's going to offer a few comments.
I just wanted to say just briefly, if ever there has been a time when our nonprofit efforts have been on full display, it's been in the last 2 weeks as these community-based organizations are literally rewriting the book on how they continue to deliver the services that our community needs, that they're passionate about delivering to the community. And I'm just so grateful for this fund, the establishment of this fund, so that we can deploy dollars to help them do that. Of course, they need our help. They've always needed our help as community-based nonprofits. They can't do this work without us, and this is a great opportunity for all of us to step up and help enable the important work that they have always been doing in our community, that I know that they desire to continue to do in our community. And as those needs continue to grow, I know that they want to say yes to everyone who needs their help. So this is a tremendous opportunity for us to make that happen for them.
All right, any other questions? All right, well, so proud of our community and this amazing coalition of folks who've come together to launch this fund. And now it's up to the public and others who have the ability to join this effort. We welcome their support so that we can try to provide relief and a quick response to the people in our community who need it. Thank you.